Both grab the doorknob and push. Grab his knob and push. Hello, and welcome to Act 2 of To Eat a God. I'm so excited to get stuck into this. I'm so keen. Well, of course, we are starting with Nulla's route first, and if you haven't watched the first part, I will make sure that is linked in the comments and the description box below. But without further ado, it's time to go back to our biblical horror husband, so let's get started. Let's start from when he last kissed us, because, it has no taste, but the gelatinous texture of the organ is unpleasant. I forgot we ate those things. Well done. You did very good, Carino. I would give you a kiss, but to hell with it. Nulla gently holds your cheeks and plants a kiss on your lips that leaves you breathless. It's like kissing a doll. Well, sorry. I really want to get out of here and kiss you. And do much more. Hey, yo! Same. Oh, God save you. Nulla staggers slightly and looks at you straight in the eyes with a complicated expression. Can you wait for me a bit? Nulla says this after moving away from you. He touches his head as if something were bothering him. Has something happened to you? I need to calibrate my senses. What? I've stripped Quator and Due of their power, and I'm having a hard time keeping my body steady. Nulla staggers slightly as he tries to walk towards the temple door leading to the exit. My husband! And you follow him closely. I almost forgot that anyone strong enough can claim the title of a symbol. Back when the creator was around, he established a series of rules. Silly ones. But rules nonetheless to keep the garden stable. And he wondered, what would happen if a symbol wasn't doing its job properly? Simple. You just have to replace it. Once again, I'm doing info dumping on something that no longer matters. I just can't help it. I really can't stop. Sorry. I want to know more. Honestly, Nulla, you could talk all day. You could tell me about how like slugs mate and go into massive detail and I'll sit there enraptured. Really? Yes. Alright. I want you to understand quickly so that we don't have any misunderstandings later. Anyone can claim the title of a symbol if the world isn't paused, which means symbols can also kill each other, thereby gaining more domains to their power. But since each symbol is tied to a garden concept that must be kept in optimal condition using its own energy, none of them have ever thought about killing one another, since it would be much harder to maintain two concepts. Right now, I have the concept of the moon and the stars at my mercy, and I can do whatever I want with them. You don't like what he's implying. Nulla can do whatever he wants with me, if you know what I mean. Nulla tries to open the temple door but falls before he can reach the doorknob. And you, seeing how precarious his condition is, run to help him. Oh! You bend down and lift him up and you realize he's incredibly light. Thank you. God, when he smirks like that, it just makes you wanna... Both grab the doorknob and push. Grab his knob and push. The scene outside is completely different from what you've seen before. That place, once bathed in a faint purple light that covered the entire landscape, no longer exists now. It's just an empty space, surrounded by black and white. It is now that you realize the consequences of Nulla's mission. Oh, so all those people that we saw earlier were gone. Everything will go back to nothing. Everything will be devoured by the void. You look behind you, searching in vain for the moon. There's nothing up there. And now, not even a trace of the Quator temple. And you're sure that all the entities under the command of the symbols of the moon and stars have either vanished or are in the process of doing so. You walk for a while supporting Nulla, who is having trouble keeping his balance. But you don't mind. Nulla weighs nothing, and this way, you can be close enough to catch the scent of his cologne. It's pleasant. This will take a while. Eating two domains at once is a difficult task. Are you eating them? I'll eat you. Their energy, yes. God, I love his side profile. It's so hot. I really like his nose. I don't know why, it's such a nice feature of his. All the energy invested in the creation of each domain and every entity within them, as well as the memories tied to it. Nulla lets out a hesitant sigh. He doesn't seem too pleased with what he's doing. At least he doesn't take it in a disrespectful way. There's no ill-intentioned remark or a hint of laughter. You have to give him credit. You walk together through the empty streets, silence lingering in the air matching the somber mood of the journey. Nulla has remained quiet and downcast for quite some time. Due was great. A thought crosses your mind. If she was so great, then why did you kill her? But you assume that this is what he must do to get what he wants, so you keep silent. I haven't seen her in a long time. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Nulla place one of his hands on his head and sob. Oh, I'm sorry, Yinny. I'll leave you for a moment. My baby! And so, both of you are swallowed by the portal that carries you into the void. While you're there, Nulla doesn't look at you. He hides his eyes from your gaze and turns his face away. and that makes you feel sorry for him. When you feel yourself touching the ground, everything happens very quickly. Nulla leaves you in his room and bids you farewell, wishing you sweet dreams, turns off the light, and closes the room's door. Unaware of what's happening, you sit on the bed. And you wait. You don't know how long you've been sitting on that bed. I'll wait forever, but you assume it's been a long time as your bones start to ache. You suppose you need to mentally prepare for sleep, but go find Nulla. Oh, I am absolutely going to find Nulla. You can't help it. You want to go and see what's happening with Nulla. So you get out of bed and head towards the first floor. And Nulla doesn't want you to find him. He won't even let you leave. So when you try to open the door and manage it by simply turning the knob, you know that Nulla is letting you go after him. Aww. Or maybe he hasn't realized, which is unlikely. You carefully descend the stairs, afraid of misstepping due to the lack of light in the hallway, and consequently on the stairs. When you reach the last step, you hear a crash. You hear something fall and shatter. The sound is very much like glass exploding and crashing onto the floor. Shit! His voice comes from the kitchen, and you approach the area in a bit of a hurry. Oh, my poor baby. He looks great though. And there he is, sitting at the table. He's been drinking. He looks awful. Should've guessed you come. After all, that damned option is the only interesting one of the two you've been given. I love the fourth wall breaks. You place both hands on your hips and look him in the eyes. What's going on? Nulla looks away, unwilling to answer. He sighs in short, ragged breaths as if holding back tears. I didn't think this would be so hard. Killing Qinque has been horrible. More than I thought. I thought that since this had already happened in my past life, it would be easier. I've already killed her there. So what's the difference this time? It's the memories. Implanted or not, I have them with me now. I have many memories of her that were released when her domain was consumed. She held me in high esteem. Still, I was the one she trusted the most. And how did I repay her? Kill? No. I freed her from this hell. I've done her a favor. Oh my god, I want to hug him so bad. Oh. You sit beside him. Another smell of alcohol emanating from his body is unmistakable. Nulla places both his hands on his face, covering his expression, and starts mumbling words you cannot understand. Nulla's body begins to change shape, with strange lines appearing and disappearing on his figure, making it seem as though his body is losing its original form. I know this isn't the time, but monster form Nulla would go real hard. His emotional state is at rock bottom. You need to pull him out of that. But no, and now I have no guidance or absolutely anything. What do you mean? I have documents of what was previously written about my former selves, but the document I'm following has nothing else, only blank pages. I don't know how to proceed. I don't know if this will work or not. I don't know if Septum will let me be confined in the void once again or not. Septum? For the first time in a long while, I have no idea whatsoever what will happen. And I'm scared. I don't want to waste this opportunity. I don't want to go back there again. At any moment, this world would be abandoned once more, just as it has always happened with previous worlds. I can't let Raphael continue like this. Raphael? I thought Raphael was good. Sending me on a fucking loop here. It's all my fault. You have to intervene before Nulla completely loses control. Take his hand and support him. It's a very pretty hand. You truly believe that supporting him is the best option. Saying that everything will be alright doesn't change anything. Because if we're honest, you doubt that everything will be alright. Yinny's here to accompany you. You have all their attention. I must make this separation. My apologies, Yinny. But I doubt Nulla would feel at ease if I speak from the eye. I can't even strip the will from your puppet. Nulla doesn't deign to look you in the eyes, but you feel as if Nulla is squeezing your hand tightly. He neither speaks nor reacts to do anything other than that. Oh no! Until he begins to cry. It's strange to see him like this. But you assume he has been surrounded by so much imposed agony, whether from a higher being or from himself, that it's a reaction that any sentient being in this situation would have. You wrap both your hands around his, which now seem so small that they frighten you for a moment. You caress his back and give gentle pats to help release those overwhelming mixed and intertwined feelings that manifest as tears. All you hear are the sobs of a man desperate for the validation of his own existence. I mean, I'll validate you. I'll do anything for you. It's torturous, but you have to endure it, because if you don't, you're sure to start crying along with him. I'm pathetic. Comfort him. Don't say that. You tell him everything you know about him, assuring that he's not a pathetic man. You speak sincerely, each word laced with genuine tenderness. Nulla doesn't respond or argue. He simply listens to you in silence. As you speak, you gently slide your hand over his head, delicately pushing aside the layer of gel to reach his scalp. His hair is soft at the ends, smooth and fine. If only he didn't have gel in his hair. Nulla lets out a sigh, imbued with a sense of longing. Nanai. You don't understand what he means. You don't recognize that word, so you ask him what he just said. Nulla sounds almost embarrassed and gets up to completely avoid your gaze, as if you were afraid of your reaction. I've remembered an old memory. It's what you used to say when someone comforts another. When I was a child, I used to say it a lot. When Nulla stops abruptly, and a laugh escapes his lips, but it's not a joyful laugh. It's heavy, almost broken. That's so sad. See, I thought he just kind of spawned from the void, but now knowing he's had a childhood, it means to caress with the heart. It's one of my favorite words. How is it that the more time passes, the more you learn about me, and I can have nothing but the reflection of your eyes? It's not fair. I promise not to get too involved so that the farewell wouldn't be more terrible than it will be. Farewell? No, I don't want no farewell. But at least, I want to have some of you with me. You can have all of me. They say that words are the reflection of the soul. I would like to know your favorite word. You know mine. What's yours? My favorite word? Oh, this is a bit of a think. Probably hope? It's not the prettiest sounding words, but I don't know, I'm not young. And lots of stuff has happened in life, but I guess I get through it because every single time when I hit rock bottom, I'm just like, everything will absolutely be okay once this is over, and it almost always is. Nulla doesn't say anything, but he lowers his gaze, and you see him smile slightly, as if he had obtained something so secretly precious that he wouldn't let the world notice what he had gained. Time flies so quickly that you don't notice Nulla leaving you on the bed, saying goodbye in a hoarse voice, the only trace that he had been crying, since he never lets you see his face. You ponder what happened for a while, and you really think that Nulla is a complicated man. Don't you think so? You close your eyes and sink into the land of dreams. Well, I hope I can make him happy. I feel so bad. But despite being in the land of dreams and desires, you dream of nothing. The first day of extermination completed. You wake up extremely hot. So much that when you touch your forehead, you're sweating. The atmosphere feels dry and stifling from the heat, like an oven that's preheating. Good morning. Nulla, you're back. I want to apologize for yesterday. You don't have to apologize for showing your emotions and being sad. I know it was weird, and I promise it won't happen again. Nulla, you can be as vulnerable as you want. I've gotten rid of those memories, so it won't happen again. That seems kinda sad. Nulla smiles, but you don't like the implication of his words. I've been thinking. I believe we should start today's hunt immediately. Are you okay with that? They're starting to mobilize already. I suppose. Unum must be guarding Trier and Sextum. What about Septum? He's in his domain. He's an easy target, but he can't die right now. Nulla doesn't elaborate any further. You try to recall who was missing, but you don't remember all the names. What about Qinque? We'll go for Qinque, Carino. Ah, there we go. Qinque. You don't know much about him, which you assume is for the best. That way it's a bit easier to watch them die before your eyes, you suppose. But first, we need to have breakfast. Nulla accompanies you to the table once you're ready. Everything is served and ready, so eat without fear. There's everything on the table to spread on your bread. So much abundance that it overwhelms you a bit. Oh, I love his nose. After finishing, Nulla takes the dishes to the kitchen and starts washing and tidying everything up. You insist on helping him, but he tells you it's not necessary. After you press a bit more, he relents. You help dry the cutlery and plates that Nulla washes, and you think it's good teamwork. Now I'll chose more fun with you by my side. I will stay by your side forever. I love you so much. I'd love to do all this with you for the rest of my life. Same. Marry me? You try to imagine it, and you're surprised at how easily you can do so. You imagine a simple everyday life with him, doing routine things, shopping to fill the pantry, going on dates and who knows what else, and it doesn't look bad at all. It looks and sounds so good that it scares you. Good. Nulla finishes washing the last plate and turns to look at you. He's so cute. Time to go get Qinque. Are you sure we're not rushing this, Nulla? Do you not need a break? No. Can't we spend a little more time here? I really prefer that we end this once and for all. Besides, if we finish this quickly, we'll have the whole afternoon to spend together. If you want, I'll take you to a place I really love, and I wish you could see it. Does that sound good to you? He talks as if it were just a formality. I don't like this distance between us. I want to stay here a little longer. Alright. Whoa, Nulla? That wasn't what you meant. You don't want to go right now. What's happening? Perfect. Nulla? Nulla? We gotta have a little talk here. Wait, you try to open your mouth, but you can't. Something prevents you from doing so. There's something wrong. Nulla smiles, knowing exactly what's happening and what he's doing. Oh, that is not cool. You're so hot though. I've already explained my reasons. Please, we must go now. Then we'll have time to be together more peacefully. Nulla takes your hand, caressing it for a moment before plunging into the void with you. Once inside he hugs you and speaks as if he wants only you to hear him. It's ironic because there's nothing but the two of you. I love coming here and looking at you. With the darkness of the void, I can see better on what's happening behind that screen. Oh, hi. I hope I'm the first to tell you that today. Well, considering I heard that you were updated and I flew out of bed and pushed my partner aside and I was like, you will not see me for 6 hours. I think you are the first to tell me. You look adorable. Thank you. You walk through the jungle until you reach a temple hidden among the plants and rocks. The temple structure is different from Krato's, as is its size. It's rather small. Very small. Just the way a god would like it. As you get closer, it seems to be made from some kind of stone. It's limestone. Nulla informs you after reading your internal dialogue. Intruder. And the little scoundrel finds it nothing but amusing. Qinque made this small temple so as not to take up space from his offspring. Do you mean the animals? That's right. And they all have names. I still don't understand how Qinque remembers each one of them. Adorable. This is the only domain that has been touched by the combined work of two symbols. Trio and Qinque worked together, organizing both domains when the creator was still here. Honestly, it saddens you to hear this. It pains you to hear that these gods will eventually be killed. Honestly, do we have to kill them? Can't we all just live together as one big happy family? You think it'd be much better to not know anything, making this genocide easier. You don't understand Nulla's purpose in telling you this. Now, are you going to pretend you don't read your own thoughts? Do you want me to explain, Yandere? There he is. Confirming once again he knows everything happening in this dialogue box, which is meant exclusively for your eyes. Damn rat. Yes, please. I have no problem explaining it to you, mi vida. I just think they deserve to be remembered. I wouldn't do them justice if I wiped them out without at least trying to have them remembered for something. To make their lives have some impact out there in your realm, and having them remain in your memory is a good way to achieve that. You're a bit surprised by his words. They sound sincere, very considerate of the situation. But I don't want you to get too attached to them, just enough to pay them one last favor. Besides, it serves as fuel for the show I want to put on for you. You take back what you said. You're about to enter the temple when you take a misstep. Your feet steps on a tile that sinks, triggering a mechanism that swallows you in the process. And Nulla isn't fast enough to catch you. Oh no! As you fall, you see something red charge at him, preventing him from pursuing you. You're in this alone, and you're scared. Don't worry, I'll be there as soon as I can. Who? The puppet? The creator? Upon landing, there's no sign of a hard impact, as some hands catch you and gently set you down. Please, be careful. The place is spacious. There's nothing here. It's a large room enclosed by 4 walls with no windows or doors. You're trapped until further notice. You walk along the entire perimeter, searching for any sign of an exit or a hiding place. You're far too exposed here. You're an easy target. If the figure that attacked Nulla finds you, you're doomed, and the heat only intensifies. It's a suffocating heat that only ramps up your panic. Well, great. I'm stuck in a box. So it's you. You turn your head to see who just spoke. Oh, it's Qinque. A blue-haired man watches you with a bored expression from the far corner of the room. It must be Qinque, the creator's replacement. What? You're not anyone's replacement. I thought you'd have a more imposing appearance. Disappointing. I'm not anyone's replacement. Well, Nulla doesn't think the same. He's just using you. That's not true. Whoa, okay, that's enough. What did Nulla say that makes you do this? Or is this your idea? Did you promise Nulla to let him live if he helped you? You don't understand what he's saying. But you don't feel like tempting fate by angering him, and so you just stare at him as he asks his rhetorical questions, but that only makes him angrier. Do you think the work of the creator and Septum isn't worthy? Do you want to wipe everything clean and start over? You disgust me. Rude. Entities like you and Nulla shouldn't exist. Too bad Septum wants you alive. Interesting. Try to talk. You need to buy some time by any means, since you can't defend yourself or fight against this god. What do you want from me? You figure that making him talk about his evil plan might buy you some time. It works in the movies, so maybe it'll work here. Qinque looks at you with a scowl. Do you think I'm an idiot? I'm not gonna waste my time on this. He looks really good though. He's very muscly. Qinque takes an attacking stance. I promise I won't hurt you, so stay still. Oh, sorry. It's just very attractive. Wow. Oh my god, his teeth and his eyes. When you see Qinque lunge towards you on one bound, it's already too late. Your feet don't respond in time. You're frozen in place with no real option to move. Seeing his fangs dangerously close to your field of vision, you raise your arms between yourself and Qinque in a pathetic attempt to form a shield, and you close your eyes in fear of what might happen. Nulla? Don't let the puppet close its eyes, mi vida. Nulla, is that you? Oh, that was hot. Oh my god. Is Nulla? Both of you fall to the ground. Nulla in a different form, and Qinque looking utterly horrified. He looks terrified. Disobey, what's wrong, dear? Nulla! Oh no! Even Nulla's voice has changed. It now resembles the harsh tone of the entity killed in the Kato temple. Disobey. Nulla is in Due's body. Nulla's words prompt Qinque to react. He gives Nulla a light shove and jumps back. Damn, this is sick. He shouts, gritting his teeth. He tries to appear angry, but his face betrays his terror. He's scared. What the hell do you think you're doing? You have no dignity. Then he searches for you with his gaze. Can't you see it? You're helping a sicko. This world can still be saved. Please. He shouts at you now, pleading. No, don't turn me against my husband. I'm gonna ignore him this time. Don't just stand there staring like an idiot. Do something. Stop him. A being with your power. Nulla gestures with his hands, and a hand-shaped shadow emerges from the ground, grabbing Qinque by the arm and hurling him against the wall. Nulla laughs briefly before shouting it back. Oof. Come on. Don't just stand there barking like a dog. Do something. The dark-haired one mocks you. Drop dead. Qinque assumes a defensive stance, yet does nothing to confront and attack Nulla. Oh, I get it now. You're scared. He lets out a small laugh. I love knowing that you can't do anything about it. But come on. At least give me some content. Is this really Nulla? No. He's not like that, right? You're not gonna lie. You find it hard to understand the change in the attitude he's displaying. Ask him to finish him off quickly. You don't like him mocking you, and he seems to be beside himself. You shout his name and tell him to please treat this death with respect. Nulla looks at you while trying to calm his breathing. His eyes look strange. He blinks slowly, and his expression becomes more normal. But I thought you wanted to read something more interesting. You know, so it's not so brief. Aren't you liking it? You don't reply, you just look at him in disbelief. It must be the influence of the body, right? You're right. Without further ado, he grabs the entity once again, which more than a god resembles a trapped animal. Something makes the symbol look upward. Unum! He shouts, calling for help from the sun. Get out of here! It's not a cry for help. He shouts at Unum to avoid the fate he's headed for. There's no point fighting with this imposter by his side. One of the many hands pierces Qinque's chest, extracting the essence from his body. This is no longer fun, and Qinque falls to the ground motionless, slowly disintegrating. Nulla returns to your side and offers you the essence. Well, time to schlorp. Yinny, don't eat it yet. Okay, not time to schlorp. Obey him. Behind Nulla, you can see and hear the wall shatter into pieces. A familiar figure appears behind the dust of the pulverized stones. Oh my god! Hey yo! I am looking disrespectfully. Wow, it's Unum. I can see. Hi, how you doing? You come here often? But he looks terrifying. Terrifyingly hot. Nulla watches him for a moment before turning back to you. Unum runs towards you, materializing whips in his hands. Oh, kinky. Hold it. You quickly grab the essence, pressing it against your chest as if it were a treasure. And you're glad you did in time because Nulla grabs you by the waist and pulls you into the void with him. Listen. We have to get rid of him now, or else the heat will melt the puppet by tomorrow. But the deal says... I know what the deal says. And I know we've advanced the work, but just think. Thanks to this, we can have 2 days all to ourselves. Are you manipulating me? I promise I'll make it worthwhile. But we must eliminate Unum to avoid endangering the puppet. Hi. Nulla clings to your body, carefully removing your hands that act as a barrier between you and him, and places his head on your chest as he looks at you. Please. But you can't help but think that this is strange, because he has the image of a dead god. Oh, I forgot about that. Is that femme Nulla? Hot? Wood? Absolutely? Nulla transforms back into himself, or rather, the feminine version. Better? Yes. Nulla only smiles contentedly at your response, and you swear you can see hearts in his eyes. Now, this is all that's left to get home. I promise you, we can cook or read a book from the library if you like. but I'd rather take you to that place I told you about this morning. Although, we could do everything if time permits. Nulla changes his form once more, reverting to the original as a plane to win your approval. You hate to admit it, but you just can't argue with him. That is so true, and he already had my approval. Whether you like it or not, you'll end up doing whatever this man asks. And he knows it. You know that with his sugary words and that face. He can mold you however he wants. Alright, Nulla smiles. Is that all you're going to say? What else do you want me to say? I love you? I want to schlop? What else does he want? Alright, my love. Nulla, I could have just said that myself. Oh, who's responsible for giving this lunatic so much power? Handsome, powerful, beautiful, gorgeous. Make it stop. Nulla laughs. Thank you for being my confidant, my love. Aww. But all is forgiven when he calls me his love. Yay! Alright, time to finish this. Before re-entering Qinque's domain, Nulla changes form without warning. You're nearly knocked back by surprise. This will speed things up. Oh! After a long sigh, Nulla pulls you out of the void. The same place as before, but you don't see Unum. You search for it with your eyes, just as Nulla does. It's impossible due to the strange glare in the area. A glare that devours every object and renders it impossible to discern, until a strange body crashes directly into you. You feel something wrap around your neck and yank you from Nulla's arms. Hey, whoa! The glare softens, letting you see what's happening. You suspect it's a tactic used by Unum to blind his opponent. You collapse to the ground, and Nulla ends up beneath the feet of the sun symbol. Close your... You can't fulfill the request, as Unum quickly cuts off his arms and legs, preventing him from moving. Oh no! I will say, I am devastated that Nulla is hurt, but when Unum looks like that, it is... And with his other whip, he grabs Nulla's neck to hold him up. Either you remove Helloyinny from your body, or I'll kill this thing right here and now. Septum's plan no longer makes any sense without my stars by my side, so I won't mind killing them. Nulla can only look at you in helplessness. Nulla gives in to Unum and begins peeling away Helloyinny's skin to reveal his true face. Oh no! Can both my boyfriends stop fighting? Can you please not kill this one? I really like this one in particular. He's my husband. Satisfied with that. Unum pulls at the collar that has formed around your neck and draws you towards him. Oh, spicy. He does the same with Nulla, but immobilizes him with his arm. You know what's interesting about this guy? He looks at you with a questioning smile. You don't have the courage to answer. Not that you could, as the collar is slowly suffocating you. He's not easy to kill. To do it, you need two things. A creator or a substitute, and a lot of time to reach his original layer. And it's perfect, because I have both right here. Septum told me about it before coming here, and I'm gonna enjoy it so much. Alright, you don't have to moan. I'm gonna cut off that head as many times as necessary. I'll use my own hands so your flesh tears slowly and fixes his eyes on you once more. And I'll make you see everything. I'll cut your eyelids off if I have to. You don't want to lose your eyelids. And you don't want anything bad to happen to Nulla either. Damn it, you wonder why Nulla can't do anything now. Why doesn't he summon his shadows again? It's time to do it. Wait, every time he does it, he makes a subtle movement with his hands. He can't do anything to prevent his death without his hands. God, Unum grabs Nulla's hair and starts pulling forcefully. His neck begins to tear slowly, so slowly that you see in slow motion as tiny droplets emerge and fall from the fresh wounds on his skin. Oh, I'm sorry, my child. I won't let this happen. I think it's time to intervene. Nulla stands no chance against my dear Unum. A hand materializes behind the red hand and severs his head before he has time to process what's happening. Mother, all this time is the voice that's been speaking to us, Mother. Nulla. Yinny, I know you're reading this. You need to pay closer attention because I won't interrupt again. I don't enjoy killing my children. See you later. The hand extracts the essence and offers it to you before vanishing. You nearly drop it as you grasp it with your free hand. It's very hot. That's the essence that we did the dirty with in the other video and then we made a baby. You look at both essences and you realize something. Qinque's essence is forming a strange hard layer around it, like a shell. Can you look at me, please? As you do, Nulla begins to regenerate his arms and legs and even his clothes. Oh no, damn boo. Although his skin doesn't regenerate just like last time. Firstly, it's smoke, then something more tangible than smoke, and finally a layer of skin. It's strange. I think it's becoming a habit for me to cut off parts of my body. If my pain receptors still work properly, it'd be horrible. I'm glad it doesn't hurt. Oh, do you care about me? Yes? Nulla, what have we been doing this whole time? I have basically been like loyal and attached to you from day one. Alright, enough. You had to eat it, mi amor, otherwise they'll regenerate again. And we don't want that, right? Oh no, of course not. Stop making me say things. Anyway, time to eat. Nulla touches Qinque's essence and breaks its exterior, as if it were an eggshell. Slowly with his hands over yours, he brings both essences together and fuses them into one. The resulting essence is larger and doesn't blend as homogeneously as the previous ones. In this one, you can clearly see which parts belong to Unum and which to Qinque, as if they didn't want to be together. Oh, that's rough. You wonder why some merge and others don't. Could it be compatibility? You look at Nulla and he watches you silently. It seems he wants to speak or explain something, but for some reason he doesn't. With a bit of care, Nulla guides your hands to your mouth. Can you help me walk after you swallow the essence? Sure, I'll hold you. Thank you, my love. Every time the puppet's body absorbs the essence of a symbol, my body absorbs its powers. Everything that enters his body will enter mine. Everything that is taken from his body will come out of mine. As long as you, Yinny, watch and confirm everything that happens. What I meant is, your puppet is mine just as much as it is yours. Why do you think I can talk to you like this? We're connected in both soul and body, so we're practically married already. And that's what lets us bond with each other. Too bad it's only the puppet and not you. We can be connected soon. I'm always someone, if you catch my drift. Hey yo, the little sad face. Just as you're about to reply, Nulla pushes your hands to your mouth, forcing you to swallow the essence in one gulp. Man! If you wanted me to swallow essence, you could have just said so. You almost regurgitate what's coursing through your throat, but you hold it in and close your eyes tightly while hunching over, fearing you'll vomit if you stay upright. There, breathe. You're doing well, Cariño. Nulla strokes your back, drawing small circles with his palm as a form of comfort. Alright, you shouldn't feel bad anymore. I transferred all that power to myself. I need you to hold me now. I think I'm gonna fall. The effect of their words seem like a command you cannot help but obey. You straighten up and place your hands on Nulla's waist to stabilize their body with the help of yours. As if handling butterfly wings, you gently maneuver their body as you help Nulla stand and walk. You look at Nulla to make sure everything is alright. He smiles at you, showing all his teeth. No sooner, you have taken about 6 steps that you notice a change in the atmosphere. Gradually, the place begins to disintegrate. Black particles devour the space, leaving a trail of pure white in their wake. The process is faster than you imagined. Ugh. Nulla leans on you so much that he ends up dragging his feet. You stop to ask if you need to keep walking. We have to walk a bit further, until we consume most of this domain. If I stop, I think I'll explode. You dare not ask. Wait, so we're erasing the domain? Oh. You and Nulla walk slowly, while little by little the black fades away to make room for a pure white. All in silence, you assume it must be because Nulla is busy consuming what remains of the domain of Unum and Qinque. Ready? We're ready. That is enough as a warning to pull you into the void. This time, Nulla looks at you warily, but smiling. He doesn't seem affected like before. Oh, don't worry about that, I already told you. No more whining from now on. The silence that ensues is heavy and you have nothing more to say. So you simply look him in the eyes. He smiles a little more. I'd stay here for the rest of the day, but I promised to spend the day at home. You reappear in Nulla's domain, recognizable by its sketch. Like nature, and it's a place you do not recognize. Oh, it's really pretty here. It's an isolated place, where wherever you look, a black river surrounds it. The only thing that has color here is a sea of flowers on the ground, painted in a vibrant warm yellow. They all appear to be of the same kind, yet you cannot identify their type or name. What flower is this? I don't know. Nulla starts walking through the field of flowers, caring little if he steps or crushes them in the process. And indeed, with every step he takes, the flowers are crushed. He doesn't watch his feet. His eyes are fixed on what's ahead, with a clear purpose, oblivious to where he steps or the consequences of his actions. Yellow is my favorite color. I like yellow a lot too. It's my second favorite color, I think. My first one is green. She loved yellow flowers. We had quite a few in our garden. The creator? I took care of them, but she never told me what they were called. And no matter how many times I described her appearance to Mother, we never managed to recreate the flowers I once had with Mary. Who's Mary? Mary, my sister. Oh. We were created at the same time. And in one of the creator's many discarded ideas, we became siblings. We're siblings. Nulla lowers his gaze, and that's when he realizes what he's done, as if his eyes couldn't believe it all. He lifts a foot to confirm the obvious. He's crushed all the flowers in his path. Oh, I forgot that with your eyes this could happen. He doesn't say anything more. Aww. You look at one of the many flowers that Nulla has crushed. The atmosphere has grown heavy, more than you can bear without feeling a strange pressure in your chest. Something inside you aches, but it's not because of anything of your own. It's because of Nulla. Nulla. You hear a voice that resonates throughout the place. Very similar to Septon's voice at the hotel, something distorted and omnipresent, originating from all points in the space at once. It makes you a little dizzy. Behind Nulla, a figure materializes. Its mother. As glorious as the last time you saw her, she is so pretty. Nulla, we need to talk. Is it really necessary to do it now? The character designs in this are so goated. They're so good. If not now, perhaps you'll continue making mistakes. Mother wears an expression of disapproval before continuing in the silence of Nulla. I shouldn't have to explain myself, dear Neo. Ooh, the last thing you see is Nulla's figure trembling and breaking apart, transforming into something monstrous. Okay, but I still would. Your body does the same. It doesn't hurt, but you feel as though your face along with your arms and legs are breaking apart. You collapse to the ground and let yourself be heard. You cease to see. You cease to feel. End of Act 2. That was so good! I'm freaking out. End of the first act. You'll have to wait a little longer to find out how this game ends. God, I love Nulla's route so much. I can't believe we ended on a cliffhanger again. I need to go back and do all the other options though. Alright, we're back here. Let's see what happens when we get him out of there. You don't like seeing him in such a deplorable state. So you'll drag him out of that state by force. You get close enough and grab his tie and pull it forcefully towards you. He looks like an angry cat. Oh. His eyes finally focus completely on yours. Now you have his full attention. Whining isn't gonna solve anything. And certainly not by drowning your sorrows in alcohol. If you want to talk about how you feel, I'm here. But this one-sided talk will only sink you further into the hole you've dug with your own hands. You little runt, and you pause before continuing. I'm sorry, Yandere, I couldn't hold it in. Nulla looks at you as if he can't believe what's happening. A faint smile begins to form on his face, only to be quickly replaced by a forced laugh. Even you didn't expect that dialogue, Yandere. To be honest, while I appreciate the intent behind it, thinking that was the option, there's one thing you must understand. You're over there, Yandere. Behind the eyes of the puppet, I don't have you here. All I have by my side is the puppet, which seems unwilling to accept the stripping away of its will. How lovely. I had to admit this really made my night. Nulla gently removes your hand from him. No more whining. I promise. Okay, so that just gets you another path. Okay, so that was the extra scene. I'm gonna try and find the other ones. This one though, what happens if we support Qinque? I think we're gonna die. Have you really chosen this? I guess it was to see what would happen. To defy me. How lovely. Well, either way, I'm not gonna let you do that, Yandere. After all, you and I control the puppet together. Smiley face? You little turd. I love you though. I can't actually stop him. That's wild. What if I don't say anything? You don't think it's necessary to restrict Nulla's actions? After all, none of this matters. He's just another character decorating the scene, without much backstory. Nulla summons his hands once more, seizing Qinque by his limbs. I love how Nulla has like the eyes on the shadow. The claws of his hand punch holes in the symbol's skin, and a blood-like liquid oozes from his wounds. Qinque hisses, making Nulla laugh once more. Nulla materializes next to Qinque, who remains on the floor pressed against the wall. I'm not gonna give you the pleasure. If you wanna fight, do it with your face. Coward. Nulla looks at him for a second before whispering something in his ear. His expression changes immediately, and Qinque frowns and grits his teeth. This time he reacts with an attack, slapping him with a sound that echoes through the room. Ouch. Why are you doing this to me? Shut up, you damn scum without dignity. You're still just as irritable. I'm not gonna let you go until you give me a fight worthy of my Yandere. Oh, his Yandere? Hi. I'm totally his Yandere. Once again, the hands manipulate Qinque as if he were a ragdoll, hurling him against another wall. He crashes into the wall and falls to the ground like a stack of potatoes face up, right there, where there seems to be a patch of light. Qinque looks up. Unum! He shouts, calling for help from the sun. Get out of here! Okay, so this is where he dies. What if we eat it instead of obeying him this time? You take the essence from your mouth and you freeze right there. At this point, I think you're just doing it to drive me crazy. Too bad I won't give you that pleasure. Maybe he can give me the other pleasure? Remember, I also control your puppet. Aren't you gonna get any bad ends in this route? Not if I can help it, my love. Aww! Behind Nulla, you can see and hear the wall shatter into pieces. Okay, and then Unum appears. Alright, let's skip forward a bit more. Okay, now that we're back here, what did we say we don't want to get Unum? I'm sorry. I won't risk losing the connection I have with you. You have to understand me. I'll do it quickly. I won't mess around this time. Okay, so basically, we can't deviate because Nulla's pretty much in more control this time. That's so interesting. I'm not gonna tempt fate with Unum. Alright, so basically, those seem to be all the extra little Nulla scenes that we can get. Alright, so I did scan around and it seems like I have covered all the Nulla scenes, so I think we are done with Act 2 for Nulla. Thank you so much for watching this video again. I love this game so much. When I saw that it had updated, I flew out of bed so fast. But I hope you guys liked this as much as I did. What do you think about Nulla having more control this time? I thought that was really interesting because in the first act, we definitely had more free will. Because we were able to, like, actually get bad endings, and he did actually attempt to kill us and we could deviate as much as we wanted to. But this time when we attempt to deviate, he's like, nah, I'm not gonna let you do that. You're gonna stay on this path and do what I want you to do. I thought that was really, really cool. I genuinely love this game so much. The character designs are so good, the writing is so intriguing, because I just adore biblical horror more than anything. It's so good. Absolute props to Sophie for writing Act 2. They put so much hard work into this and they are so kind and so sweet. I cannot wait to play Unum and Septum's Route. I will go and probably peruse that now and edit it so you guys have it available to watch as quick as you can. Thank you so much again. But thank you so much for being here again. If you guys like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next ones. And also don't forget to turn on that little notification button as well. If you want to hang out outside of these videos, I stream on Twitch 3 times a week. Feel free to come by and hang out as well. And also if you want exclusive playthroughs and uncut scenes and also previews of the games that I'm currently making, my Patreon is linked in the description box below. But that's all for now. I appreciate you guys so much, and until next time, take care.